Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your 6-month January through June 2023 reading. I didn't get to do this last year. And I haven't been able to do general readings for the signs in a while. So I'm pretty excited that we're doing this. So welcome. We're going to do it a little bit differently this time because we're going to grab a surrender card first, the power of surrender, and see what it is that Tauruses will be surrendering in 2023. We'll have the North Node in your sign, and Uranus is still there for a while. Like, I think the North Node, I don't remember the exact month. I was doing other predictions, and I know that I wrote it down, but I don't remember when it goes into Aries. I think it's in May, or I don't remember. Anyways, so we're going to look and see what it is that you're further surrendering for 2023. Then we're going to get the themes, overlaying themes for each month. I have all of the major arcana and the 4 aces in here. So we'll get an overlying theme for each month. And then with a different deck, we'll clarify with tarot. If you would like your own 6-month prediction, I have a few spots for January. You can check that out on my website. The information is in the description box. Okay, you get 2. Taurus already gets 2. Yay. Surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, quote unquote, then to let go of all of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. This card, often when I get the surrender card, I often think of the 4 of Pentacles. Like, you can do your best and you can hold on tight and you can really work hard for all the things that, you want to work for. But at the end of the day, if you don't let it breathe and let the energy take care of the rest of it, you're the only person that's going to be suffering. The energy doesn't suffer there, you do. The next card is surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. Oh my gosh, does that sound like so Taurian? This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So here you go. Surrender to your attachment to results and surrender to receiving love and support. Okay. So it sounds like this year that y'all need to chill out a little on thinking that you have to do the most, because you don't. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to have 3 jobs. I know that capitalism and the world tells you that you're supposed to be doing all that. And if you want to, if that's what makes you happy to have 3 jobs, and if that's what makes you happy to hustle, absolutely. But you have to give time to rest. The bull is not always charging. Even in Pampaloma, the bull is not always charging. So the bull still rests and takes time and allows other people, and I know that a lot of Tauruses, because you guys kind of grow up as tiny adults, I know you guys have some trauma responses towards letting other people help you and being open and receptive to love, because a lot of times that means that you feel like you have to give back. Like, people make you feel guilty for doing nice things. So when you surround yourself with the right people, you can receive love without having to do anything, So I feel like this year is sort of teaching you all that. So the first January, we have the Ace of Swords for January. For February, we have the Hierophant. Love that for you guys. And then in March, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And then in April, we have the Moon. May, we have the Chariot. And June, we have the Death card. Okay. Remember, you can watch this for your sun, moon, and rising. All right. So it looks like the Ace of Wands, a lot of times, talking about going back to January, the Ace of Wands a lot of times means that you have to have a conversation with someone, that it's time to have a conversation, could be aha moments happening for you, things like that. But it's really a gift of knowledge from the universe, as swords are our thoughts and our mental capacity. You could also be overthinking quite a bit because of, the stuff that you want to get accomplished. But it's like, I literally want to say January is going to cut like a knife. So if it's really freezing cold where you are, the weather might get a little funky for you as well, because there's something about cutting through January like a knife. And I don't feel like it's, I feel like it's possible for it to be easy, but you really have to listen to your own instincts, Taurus. You really do. So we have the Chariot for January. We have the Hermit for January, and we have the Seven of Swords for January. The Chariot oftentimes is kind of like a redirection. It's like when we're on our journey, this could mean that you're moving. It could mean that you're going to be traveling somewhere. It could have to do with a Virgo also. But I feel like there's almost like, I feel like you're trying to get through to someone and it feels almost like you're being betrayed. The Seven of Swords is very much a betrayal, but oftentimes it's because it's like we have these expectations of people, and when they don't show up for us, automatically we feel, or when they don't show up for us the way that we want them to show up for us, automatically we feel like we've sort of been betrayed by them. So there's a lot of contemplation in January, and it might be that you're having to do some contemplation and maybe redirect your energy in some way because of some information that was given to you. So let's look at the Chariot. It's almost like you're wanting to get back to yourself. And oh yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense that the Ace of Cups came out. So we have Judgment on the Chariot. There's some kind of movement that has to happen. And I feel like it's because of the information that you've been given. There's some kind of movement that needs to happen. And with Judgment on the Chariot, the universe is helping you. Like the universe is there to help guide you and help you get to your destination or what, remember that there's not just one destination. We have many, many, many destinations in this life. So, but reminding yourself that you're not alone and that you can receive that support. But it's definitely time to change something. That's coming out loud and clear. The Seven of Cups with the Hermit. When in doubt, when you're really confused, when there's too many things that are happening all at once, I want you to go within. That hermit journey is not for sitting on the couch and eating pie. Although I know that us Virgos have a tendency to overindulge in those things when we're not feeling so hot about ourselves. So that can be the hermit's journey, but it's not the healthy hermit's journey. So the hermit's journey is about going within oneself and with not a whole lot of light to see, having that direct connection with source. The hermit has a direct connection with source energy. So when you feel overwhelmed, especially emotionally, the Seven of Cups can be very overwhelming emotionally. Go within so that you can hear the universe's calling, so that you can hear the direction that you're supposed to be going in. And then we have the Ace of Cups on the Seven Swords. Any kind of pain and betrayal that we're feeling, even if it's not our fault, it's our responsibility to take care of. But it's our responsibility to care for ourselves when we feel pain and betrayal by somebody else. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be closure in anything. But when we feel betrayed, it's not about the other person apologizing to us. It's about us taking care of ourselves and focusing on ourselves. So that Ace of Cups on the Seven of Swords is very much a self-care card. Like it's really time for you guys to go within in January especially because there's some kind of information it's almost going to force you to go within. Time to look with what you need, what Taurus needs for Taurus, you see? So February, we have the Hierophant. So you're really feeling yourself in February. Be sure to not be on like holier than thou, high ground kind of thing with other people. Sometimes the Hierophant energy can put us in that place. And, you know, that would be like a negative aspect of what a Taurus can do. Sometimes Tauruses think, you know, everybody else is doing it wrong and the Taurus is doing it right. And that's why you guys don't often ask for help, because that's what you've been shown your whole life is like, if I ask somebody for help, they're just going to do it wrong, right? Not in this case, right? But you are feeling yourself. And I feel like you're getting to a point to where you've worked really, really hard and you're just ready to rebuild life and just rebuild your foundations. We have the Star. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius energy. We have the 10 of Wands. Yikes. This has been a journey for you, a long, arduous journey. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. So the Star, often when I get the Star in readings, I immediately think about the North Node. And like I said, you guys are going to have the North Node for about half the year. You know, the first half of the year, it's going to be in your sign before it regresses to Aries, because North Nodes regress. They don't move forward. North nodes are in a perpetual, or the nodes, the lunar nodes are in a perpetual retrograde cycle, like constantly. Sometimes it goes direct, but only for like a day or two during the time. So we have the Star, we have the 10 of Wands, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. And so I feel like you're really focused on your purpose. The North Node is all about the purpose. You're focused on the direction that you want to go in. You've been working really, really hard. This 10 of Wands is like, I feel like I'm constantly going uphill, and I feel like I'm constantly carrying everything else that everybody's given to me while I'm going up this hill. And the 10 of Wands is a completion. So you're almost there. And this is about rebuilding. The 8 of Pentacles is like telling you, the 8 of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo. And it's like, just keep going. Just keep moving forward. Just keep going. So we have the Star, the 10 of Wands, anything that's holding you back. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Anything that's holding you back during this time is being asked to be released. Maybe they're not actually saying the words, I need to be released. But if it's a job, if it's a person, if it's a lifestyle, if it's a belief system, the 8 of Cups is here saying, you know, part of this journey and part of your purpose is walking away from the things that no longer serve us. The 8 of Cups, you know, these cups are all here and there's, you know, they're empty. They're not replenishing us anymore. And so we have to be able to remove ourselves from those situations that are not replenishing to us. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles with the 10 of Wands. Oh, I love this for you. This is why the patience and the not trying to force the energy to work for you, but working with the energy is going to pay off. Because of all this hard work that you've done, the universe is now handing you a gift. The aces that we have in the deck are gifts from the universe. We don't necessarily ask for our gifts before we're supposed to have them. So when the universe sees that we're ready and we've been through the work and we're ready to have this abundance coming at us, here we are. We get the Ace of Pentacles. So you will be rewarded for the work that you've been doing. And in the way that you're going to be rewarded is going to be totally up to you, but you got to keep going. There you are, the Queen of Pentacles on the 8 of Pentacles. So, you know, the 8 of Pentacles can feel very monotonous sometimes, but this is not a time that you want to have drama in your life. You're feeling yourself. You really just want to get back to what's good for you. And I really feel like that's what's happening. So March Love it. That's when the tide starts to turn. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is very Jupiterian and turns in a positive direction. It's all about divine timing, but the wheel does turn in a positive direction. And then things really start showing up for us and becoming a little bit more clear. You may get a message from possibly even a fire sign. We have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a messenger. And then we have the Sun. Love that for you. And we have the Six of Cups. This message that you're getting might be shining some light on the past for you. There was something about the past. And this could be like continued information that you got in January even, but it's bringing a lot of clarity to you and it's actually changing everything. Like this Wheel of Fortune, really, I just feel like you're on a completely different path by the time you get to March. Life looks totally different. The Sun is the best card that you can get in a reading. So you have clarity, you have connection, you have good health. Things are really going your way. But in order for it to pick up, you have to be open and ready to receive it. Surrender to being open. You can let that information put you into a tailspin and then get you stuck again, right? So the information that comes in definitely comes in. It's not like it's almost as if it's in regular conversation. You're just having a conversation with somebody and it just sort of like rolls off their tongue. And you were just like, oh, wow, I wasn't expecting to hear that about. You may not even react to it at the time. But the Knight of Pentacles is telling you to proceed slowly, respond slowly, no matter what kind of information is coming in or no matter what is shifting and changing in your life. There's a lot of patience involved. And Taurians, you guys can be really, really patient. But when you're impatient, watch out. Like nobody wants to be around an impatient Taurus. Seriously, it's not the most fun energy exchange at all. We have the Page of Cups and the Sun. So it could be that you really want to have clarity. It might be that this information that's coming in is kind of changing your mind about some things. It's almost as if the desire to make sure that this change is good, actually, that happens. But the Eight of Swords with the Six of Cups. The Eight of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment of the mind. So that's why I said, like, you could, with whatever information that's given to you that sort of brings you clarity, you could absolutely put yourself into a tailspin if you overthink it. If you're over processing it and overthinking it, which means what you're doing is you get the information and then you're just like, no, that's not possible. No, that's not possible. Or maybe if I did it this way, or maybe if I did it that way. It's like, you have to take the information for what it is at face value instead of trying to make it more than, like, just because you think it's supposed to be more doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be. Okay. But things definitely start turning for you and shifting and changing for you in March. And then we have the Moon for April. So you really have to pay attention to the things that are unseen, the things that are not readily available for you to see. We really need to pay attention to the things that are left in the dark. Because there's a message within there. There's a message within there. And we have the King of Cups. So you could be dealing with a water sign. Could be a Pisces, as we also have the Hanged Man. And then we have the Page of Swords again. And this again is another messenger, the Page of Swords. The thing with the Page of Swords is they're a little bit harsher about the way that they react or respond to things. And so, like I said, there's something about this water sign, this King of Cups water sign, that you have to see this from a different perspective. There's a lot of things that I feel like the information is going to be coming out for you, and it's shifting your energy completely. And it's almost like it's a waterfall. Like there's so much more that's going to be coming at you. It's kind of like a waterfall in a way. Okay, so let's see what this King of Cups is. Then we have the Hanged Man. Then we have the Page of Swords. Okay. All right. So there's a big lesson that it's time for you to learn about this water sign. Could be a Capricorn energy that you're dealing with also, or a Capricorn that has water signs also in it. But there's, you know, along with the devil's energy, there's obsession, there is addiction, there's, you know, these people are chained basically to this entity. And so there's really something about this water sign that doesn't bring out the best in you. And I feel like you have to really listen to your intuition. The moon is all about the intuition, and really listening to your intuition in April is going to save you a lot of pain and suffering on the other side of it, in the end of all of it. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. If you're in a relationship, I feel like for some of you, if you're in a relationship, that Wheel of Fortune was taking that relationship away from you. Because I feel like some of you are ending up doing things on your own from here on out, and having to look at the fact, like being on your own doesn't have to be a bad thing. You know, and I know with Tauruses, I know you guys, you're ruled by Venus, so you crave having relationships with people, but if you're traumatized, it's kind of difficult to do that. But even if you crave having a relationship with someone, if you can't spend time just with yourself for like a long period of time, if you can't do that without being distracted, like TV, video games, phone, whatever, if you can't spend time with yourself, I feel like now is the time for you to look at that in a different way so that you can start seeing your alone time more as a blessing and a benefit instead of a curse, because it doesn't have to be. It absolutely doesn't have to be a curse. The Queen of Cups on the Page of Swords. I honestly, you know, I want to say that this Queen of Cups energy is coming out as you. It might not be you, but I feel like your emotions may be getting the best of you. And I feel like you may say things you could regret later because your emotions get the best of you in April. So soaking in that time for yourself without feeling like your energy is scattered all over the place is going to be really, really good for you to be able to get through the bumps and the humps of 2023, the beginning of 2023. And looking at stuff from a different perspective is always going to help you like stay in the present moment and be like, oh, maybe I could look at it this way, or maybe I could look at it this way, can really help you see the sides of situations that you were kind of blinded to before when you just wanted to see your side. The movement keeps happening. In April, we have the Chariot. You may actually be physically moving. The Chariot, again, maybe a movement, or it could just be that you're traveling somewhere. Sometimes the Chariot is just about movement on your journey, like something starts to shift on your journey and you start going in a different direction. And I sort of feel like that's going to be what it is for the majority of you. I'm not sure if most of you are going to be moving, but it's going to come after a time that's been pretty difficult. But that time is ending. We have the 10 of Swords. Here you are, the pretty Empress. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like this Chariot is moving you through an ending, and it's been a pretty painful ending, but it's really allowed you to come back to yourself and be a lot more grounded in who you are and really be able to like sit as that Empress energy. You can sit it as an Empress energy, even if you're a male. I promise it's possible. But then the Knight of Wands, it feels like after this ending, it's almost as if there's a little bit of chaos and you're not sure what to do. The Knight of Wands is the wishy-washy back and forth kind of energy. So let's see what this Ten of Swords is. Yeah, you got to look at this ending in a different way because it might be painful, but at the same time, it's opening you up to new possibilities and it's opening you up to getting back to yourself. I think that that's like really one of your biggest concerns right now is really being able to feel like yourself again or feel like yourself, period. Maybe it's not even again. The Hanged Man on the 10 of Swords is creating that different perspective. It's really about sitting, just pausing. This is going to make you pause. The ending is going to make you pause and reflect on what it is that you need to do in order to push forward. But it does feel like there's some kind of movement happening in May after a really difficult ending occurs. The Hierophant and the Empress, again, feeling like yourself, starting to get back to who you are, or maybe even just starting to see glimpses, like it feels like a remembrance. That's really, really, really what it feels like. A remembrance of who you are. And then Judgment with the Knight of Wands. You're going to have to make a decision. There's a decision here that needs to be made. And I really feel like if you continue to be wishy-washy, the universe is going to come in and say, well, why don't I make the decision for you? It's not going to be comfortable though, because you want everything to be nice and smooth and like no drama and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, you kept on holding yourself back. And when you hold yourself back, it's very difficult to get through something when not like it's difficult to get through something in a comfortable way, meaning you'll be very uncomfortable. But the shift is happening. And then we have the Death card in June. So before the first half of the year is over, something is ending. And it could be an actual physical death with someone, or it could just be the death of the cycle. Remember that this is just a transition. It's nothing to be afraid of, but it definitely feels like there's some kind of transition that's going to be happening for you. And the transition is because of evolution. We all have to go through these changes. We all have to go through these transitions, and it course corrects us the whole time. Okay. So we have, wow. All right. We got 4 cards for June. So we're going to keep them separated. I don't know if you're part of the 90s, but somebody knows that song. Keep them separated. Knight of Cups. I know you have that song in your head now. I'm sorry. Knight of Cups, 3 of Swords, the Lovers, and the 2 of Wands. Okay. Now, I don't read the Lovers. We're just going to jump straight to that card because I know everybody was like, the Lovers. I don't read the Lovers like all the other readers read the Lovers, because for me, the Lovers is about integrating the energies within yourself. It's not about finding that one special person. First of all, most of us have many special people in our lives. Every single person that we're with and we love teaches us something, period. This is about you being your own special person. So I feel like some of you are going to become single in the first half of the year. And the way that you react to that or respond to that is going to speak volumes. You can throw a fit and you can be really pissed off about it, and you can throw things and be like a bull in a china shop about it. Or you can look at the situation and be like, yes, I've been feeling this for a while, because we all know that breakups and endings don't just happen overnight. Maybe to some people you get ghosted, but for the majority, there is something that's preceding the breakup, right? So it's time for you to pour love on all of those broken pieces. I feel like the death card is showing you the evolution of your own heart space this year. And I feel like what's happening is you having to learn how to love yourself so much that nobody ever, ever, ever gets to mistreat you again, period. 100%. Lovers and the Two of Wands. You might be at a crossroads about things, but when it comes down to it, when you're really sure of yourself, when you've really put in that work to bring your own masculine and feminine energies together, when you've done that work for yourself, you won't be at crossroads like this anymore. You may be at a crossroads right now because you feel guilty about it, or you feel like you could have done something different. You're overthinking it in some way, like that Eight of Swords was telling us. You know, you're overthinking the past. Like, how could I change this? How could I fix this? How could I do this better? Da, 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 da. You can't change the past. There's no way to fix things from the past. Now, all you have to do is start moving forward. And changing things moving forward is a lot easier than ruminating about the past that you can't do anything about at this point, right? Okay, so let's see. Knight of Cups. Three of Swords. Lovers. And the Two of Wands. Yes, you feel betrayed. And here's the thing is you're going to have to, you're going to have to decide if that betrayal is going to keep you stuck, or if that heartbreak and betrayal is going to push you forward. We have the Knight of Cups with the Seven of Cups. If you are confused, this feels like a lot of love bombing almost, or a lot of confused feelings in a way. If you are feeling confused because of this betrayal, look at this. The Seven of Swords came out on the Three of Swords. Y'all feel betrayed. And if you're confused and you're not sure how, to feel about this, you need to take a step back. Making choices when you're in that moment of betrayal and your system is not regulated, because your nervous system, when you get betrayed, your nervous system just clicks right on. And it's that vagus nerve that starts in your brain and it goes all the way down and connects to your stomach and like connects to the organs in your body. And it also connects to your sciatic nerve. That vagus nerve goes all the way down to your sciatic nerve into your root chakra as well. And when that nervous system is on high alert, when you feel betrayed or you feel like something isn't right, you're not making the correct choices. You're making some really, really poor choices. So getting yourself back aligned, getting yourself straightened up is going to really help you to be able to move forward and to be able to move on. It's a process, Taurus. You don't have to have patience with anybody else except for yourself during this process. And if you don't want to be around anybody during this process and you don't want to have to deal with anybody during this process of evolution, because that's what this is, whether it means it's the ending of a job, ending of a relationship, ending of a cycle, ending of a belief system, whatever that means for you of this happening, that's kind of getting you all scattered within your own emotions and your own feelings. Whatever it is for you, you get to be the one that says, I need to be alone. I need to be able to process this. I need to be able to get through what I'm going through, and tell everybody to leave you alone, right? Because it looks like you're trying to get things balanced. Like, you know that you want to have things balanced in your life again. And more than anything, you know that you're going to have to be the one that does that. So the Justice card, remember that we have the Justice over here with the Wheel of Fortune on the on the Lovers card. For some of you, this means that there's going to be a divorce, an ending, right? A big ending. For some of you, this is just moving on. transitioning, going from one thing to another. We have tiny deaths every single day, all the time. And that balance of the masculine, these two cards create balance when they come together. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Swords with the King of Cups and the Two of Wands. There's that water sign again. You're going to have to make a decision. And I feel like you're going to have information about this water sign to be able to make that decision. I don't feel like it's going to be a difficult decision. I do feel like you're going to, at first, you're going to be like, I don't really know what direction to take. I don't know what to do. But then you're going to get some more information. It's almost as if they bury themselves in a way with that Ace of Swords. Okay. All right. I'm really hoping that I can do the second half of the year. We'll probably do that in May. But if you, again, would like to have your own personal reading for the first 6 months, the information is in the description box. Thanks for your time and your patience and hanging out with me and all of your support. Like, really appreciate your support during all of this. It's been a really weird year. So I appreciate your support through all of this. I love you guys. Happy 2023. Bye.